Heroes and Legends, Dynasties, the Baha Banquon. At the end of the Great War, various troops of the Baha Banquon that were left and had survived as their leaders perished during the war found themselves in the galaxy. They were found by the head elder of the Baha Universal Forces, the 55-year-old Jordan. He prayed and thanked the heavens for this much needed increase in troop numbers. With this, the Baha could prepare themselves for the wars to come. They knew that they had a short time before the wars began and everyone settled into the new rules. Aging had slowed down tremendously, and with the arrival of the newcomers and the destruction of the dimensions. The Baha, like others, had separated themselves from the main elder forces for their capitulation with the Arisian forces, who everyone tried so desperately hard to destroy and who nearly wiped all of them out to extinction. Seeing that this was a betrayal, they kept the faith, but yet they did not side it with the Holy Emperor. So Jordan was the head elder of the Baha to make sure the Baha's faith still remained firm in Christ. The Baha were of a lordship led by Kadiro. He was the Baha Lord of Chaldean descent, just like Angelo before him, the great leader and former ruler of Androsica, who tricked his way and assassinated his way to power. And ever since his fall by the late Emperor Darius and his allies, Androsica was never the same, to the point that it itself was destroyed. The Chaldeans and the Baha never forgotten Angelo, and despite his ways of power and his motives, they respected him as a great leader and one of the last great leaders of Androsica, and at the time when the universe truly knew peace. They were glad and happy that the Builder Run was gone. Alongside Cardio was Kotora. She was the Chaldean lady of Baha and his wife. The couple rebuilt Baha Banquon to that of Angelo's might. Certainly they were far away from the Chaldean galaxy, which was trapped all the way in Sudimatran space, which is under the dominion of the Jedi forces, hoping that someday their two forces could align once more and have the true force which they had during Angelo's time. They prayed and hoped. The king had a hand, his right hand, a man named Hoisto. The two of them, Hoisto and Claudio, were friends for years, and the arrival of additional troops only superseded their plans, and now they put their plans into motion. However, they were advised by the head architect of the Baha as he constructed new buildings in memory of Angelo and other Baha leaders and commanders, Duron, that they needed more allies within the Banquon in order to survive. As they waited and scuttled to space to see which other galaxy they should align themselves with, they appointed Alistair to be the head of the Baha Risi troop. He was made their commander. For the Baha Risi consisted a majority of the main infantry of the Baha forces, and they were key in their numbers. They quickly built up their warships, battleships, and drones and tanks, preparing themselves for long and growing wars to come, as the royals were making moves within the Builder Run and elsewhere, and the Civic and the Scotia were also moving, and the Insuran-Banquron were always very unpredictable. They needed to prepare themselves. And all this was going on, Janice was reached out by Kotora for Melko Pralis. Janice was a tall warrior and also one of the top medical physicians in the galaxy, as she was made an officer in the kingdom. And thus, with her medical skills, they hired a medical forces in order those that could fight and also treat the wounded in the case of battle. The Baha were making themselves a strong military power. All they needed now was allies by their side.